All right,
So
territory.
I went to yesterday was my sister's birthday, and she's sort of like me. She's sort of into Asian food, but not unlike me because I'm sort of hardcore into like really weird shit. Like I'll eat octopus and whatever not, and the weird shit.
Really weird
She's just
shit,
like
octopus.
okay, but it's not like you
I know
realize
you
how
like
many
Asian
people
everything. You're a weeb.
You realize,
It's kind of
yeah,
expected of
fucking
you.
weeb.
like
You
first of
weebo.
all, how many people?
You
Second
cut
of all,
out.
how many people won't eat octopus unless it's like calamari, unless it's fried in some shit, and then
I just don't
Anyways,
Probably wouldn't eat
Restaurants.
octopus.
Anyway,
I'd rather
continue.
eat something else.
well, I'm
So
just
that's
using it
me.
as an example. Anyways,
Like
she likes
pizza. Haha. That's a funny
she
joke.
sort of likes
Come on.
conventional
Not
food,
yet.
and so we go to the Tai Chi bubble tea near U of R. So the one near RIT, like they ostensibly do food, but it's basically just where you get tea. I mean, nobody really gets food.
You can get tea, but you can do what I do instead and get like mixing and like really good smoothies, and then put bubbles in them and just spit the bubbles
Yeah.
out as you drink your.
Oh
smoothie.
God!
What?
Yeah. Oh, dude, that's another thing. So me and Matt went to bubble tea, and he got a bubble tea, and he didn't know what to do with the tapioca pearls, so he
Oh,
spit
God.
them out. He rolled the window down and spit them out of his moving car like a goddamn savage. Do you either like eat them or you just like swallow them? You don't spit
I
them
hated
out.
the texture. I started chewing on them. I'm
Oh,
like, these are
God.
disgusting.
It's
I
just
feel
like
I'm
eating
sucking on
Orbeez?
snot.
We
Yeah,
stopped
yeah,
by
that's what it
Will's
felt like,
house
Tyler. So I was just
spitting
spitting
them out
them
at Ashton. Oh God.
I was
Anyways,
just spitting them out as we went.
my point being
Why'd you say
that
they're
this
spitting it out
place
at
is, like-
Ashton?
Yeah, that
because
happened as
he
well.
did.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know.
Spit
So,
some
anyways,
Ashton.
the RIT Tai Chi is sort of just like bubble teas. Nobody goes there to get food, but this other place, it's like people go there to get like
Sushi.
tea or food. Like the food is actually good, or people get it. I don't know if
Yeah.
the food's good at the
I know what you
RIT
mean.
one. Anyways, so
It's just
like
sushi, so it's probably
the
not bad.
choices are basically, but this is my example. This is why I hate fucking millennials so much. Is that you can
Their
get a couple
avocado tea.
yeah, avocado lattes.
Oh yeah, what
is
that?
is that you can get like a ramen bowl, which is what I got. It's pretty fucking good, except the pork is like way too soft. Like it has no give to it. It just collapses in your mouth, and they put the fat in and everything. It's kind of gross. But anyways, whatever. I'm nitpicking. And
Just
then
work
they
out
have,
your pork.
and then they have, but that.
Ooh.
So let me put it this way: so you go up to the counter and you can order there, and that has
So like a normal
like-
restaurant.
yeah, like a normal. Well, no,
Well,
like
some
a
normal
fast
restaurant.
food restaurant. You
Whatever.
go up and you order, but they also have this thing that's sort of like how you order sushi in other places, where you fill out like a checklist, a punch
I'm gonna
card
call it a
checklist.
punch card. Yeah.
Right. And you say what you want, but this time it's not for a sushi. It's for what ingredients you want in your
Ramen.
rice bowl slash just bowl of crap, I guess. So there's bowl of crap, which is just what you put in it without the rice. Then there's a rice
That's
bowl,
the
which is what,
scientific name, by the way.
yeah. Then
bowl
there's
of crap.
what you check plus rice, and then there's a fucking see. This is what gets me because this is a new trend in restaurants. There's a sushi fucking burrito.
I've had
Now
one of
you
those.
might, yeah. Now
Is
you
it
might
like
ask,
It's what it sounds
What do you
like.
call it? Like the dough? What's the bread part of a burrito? Is it that part?
A
in it?
tortilla?
no.
Yeah, that one. I couldn't remember what that was called. Yeah,
Here's
is it have like
here's
tortilla?
here's where it gets particularly obnoxious. In that, like I've had like different stuff in tortillas before. Mexican food. I've had Indian food in tortillas. Breakfast tortillas are fucking really good.
Well, yeah, those are lit as fuck.
That's like
Didn't Taco Bell have
pretty
like a
much-
taco tortilla or something?
I have no idea.
Probably.
I just know from the
I
ones
haven't
I've
been to
made
Taco Bell
that
in
like
5 years.
in my mind, like breakfast tortillas and like regular tortillas are basically equivalent, or burritos, excuse me.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the thing is with this, it literally, like if you think about the concept of sushi, it's basically a burrito anyways. So all they do is just make a sushi roll and just don't cut it up, and it's like a bit bigger because it has more ingredients, but that's it. It's so fucking lazy. It's so
I wouldn't say
millennial.
it's millennial. I think it's
I
don't.
think it is
How do I say?
millennial.
I how do I
I think
say
it's part of
I
this
think it's
weird
just-
obsession that people who really like Chipotle because it's some millennial shit, and they think, oh, burritos are really good. Why don't we put everything in the burrito? This is not. No sane person does this. You understand?
I don't know. I think they're good as fuck. So
I'd
rather eat that over sushi.
To be fair,
It's sushi, but more flavorful.
To be fair, I didn't have it because I was so disgusted by the. You know what I did is I was like, oh, I like burritos, so I'll fill this out. But I was so disgusted, and I knew it was gonna taste good, but I was so disgusted by the concept of millennializing everything that I actually just crinkled up my punch card and just ordered ramen instead because I couldn't do it. I couldn't abide by it. And you know, this is part of the overall trend of just millennializing everything, where you do like stupid bullshit, especially, and this is a good lead in to pizza, because like this might be too early in the topic, but people will make fucking just stupid ass pizzas, and this is a lot of this is for clout. It's like not
Pizza
something
hating?
you actually. I'll explain. So what I'm talking about is like food. I mean, this is maybe a larger indictment of food in general, but only not to be eaten, but to be posted on your stupid fucking Instagram. But like, I'll see pizzas made that are like dessert pizzas, but not like tasteful, flavorful, elegant dessert pizzas. It's stupid shit with cotton candy dough, and you put Pop Rocks and cotton candy on it.
I don't think
Like
cotton
something-
candy is a dough.
Hold on though. Pop Rocks and cotton candy is pretty fire if you haven't had it. That's coming from someone who absolutely despises Pop Rocks.
No, I do. I mean, it tastes good as a candy, but like if you put it on pizza.
Okay, putting that on with traditional pizza dough or what?
I think it's like sweet pizza dough.
Okay.
I mean, either way.
Anyway, before
Like,
we
I
get
think-
too in depth this, let me just officially intro this podcast so we can.
Yeah, go
like,
ahead.
actually-
I was gonna.
we'll just put like a skip to here or something for the actual intro podcast. Tyler, you actually have to do some work this week.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
to do.
I haven't even done anything Pokemon related yet. Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, so I'm gonna leave this in the background as I
Copyright strike.
do this. Shh, we won't get copyright strike because I'm.
Yes, we will.
Short. No, we won't. It's short. Anyway, so
It's
pizza
YouTube in
podcast.
2019.
We're doing. Yeah, but you're right. But still, so pizza podcast. So like, it's the Untitled Podcast or something. We have the same name that we still haven't managed to change yet.
Working title podcast.
Working title. That's what we
Working
call
title.
ourselves. Not
We're
Untitled.
not changing it anymore.
No, we're not gonna change it.
We're already
Because at
far
this point,
past
we're-
that point.
Yeah, we're like five.
We're just
something.
keeping it going in the hope
Five.
that some good thing will emerge from this, but it's not gonna. It's just-
No, but
No, this
these
was
can just be
planned
archives.
to be bad.
Yeah, no, this can just be archives on the internet or something. Anyway, so my intro into this podcast, besides that fucking awful Spider-Man song, and by
I didn't even know what that was
awful-
from. I just heard it
that's
before.
from, so that song's
I know
from
what
Spider-Man 2,
Yeah.
the Spider-Man 2
shit.
game, and I guess
Oh,
this
maybe
is
it won't get
fundamental point,
copyright
but
struck then.
For example, no, it's a. So the client that Willow uses to I'm shouting out someone who's not here, but it's been she's been in the podcast in the past. It's fine.
Unsubscribe
The
from
client
Willow.
AZ Rocks or something. I don't remember.
I don't
But
know.
anyway, the client Willow uses to to WoW RP had the creator of it changed the like load up music to the sign in to that song.
So then
and so
that's
she loaded
definitely
up,
not
and I'd be sitting-
copyright, probably.
I'd sit on her bed and be like browsing Reddit or texting in our group or something, and she'd launch it and with her headphones on because she has like open-eared headphones where you, like they're not closed, like you
Bayer
can hear them.
Dynamics. I'm kidding.
I
they're
hate
good.
them. She loves them. Willow, fight me. It would blast. And it would just keep playing, or she'd like alt tab out and then like RP with her friends in their Discord, and it would drive me absolutely insane. And it still does, which is why I used it as the intro song. So my actual intro for this is
So you're basically just saying that this podcast is annoying. That's a pretty good intro.
Well, yeah. So anyway, because it's a pizza podcast, I'm introing this, or I decided to intro this because I work at a pizzeria. I work at Pizzeria, whose name I'm not going to say, but there's 2 L's in the name. And so this is actually a fun story. I always
The
say...
2 L's are silent.
We're not
they're
allowed to
pronounced...
say it? Okay.
No, we probably can. I'm just not going
Alright.
to for the sake of it.
It's P-L-I-Z-Z-L-A-L.
P-I-Z-Z...
All of them are
P-R-T-Y?
silent.
But anyway, it's
So is the A.
Yeah.
It's peas.
Yeah. So I'll intro this like with your tortilla thing. So you say tortilla like ia with the 2 L's with that.
Yeah.
So there's 2 L's in our name, and we had this kid come in, and this was probably a few weeks back, and he comes in and they were Spanish or something. I can't tell really. But they had like an accent, and they go, "Hey, is your name pronounced?" And so the L's in our name are pronounced like ill.
Yeah.
Okay, actually,
Ayala. But they came in and they asked if it was pronounced like with the L's were like pronounced as in like ill, or if it was pronounced like
Yeah.
yeah. And
Why
so
can't
I
you do that?
explained to them, and now at this point I
cocina.
always just say like tortilla instead of
Pizza tortilla.
Yeah, well, he's
It's
a
just-
Mexican kid.
Pizza tortilla.
Oh, yeah, and that's why, because it's like the L's would have been read that way because that's how it's like, you know, it is like tortilla and other stuff, and so I'm just keep thinking about that now. So this is the time I'm going to bring that up. Anyway, before we get back into our actual conversation of whatever the heck we were talking about, boneless pizza thoughts.
Pretty overrated, honestly. I usually prefer bone-in pizza.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like the texture of the bone, it adds a lot to the pizza. That's just my opinion on that. I mean, you guys can like interject there, but I feel like the bone-in pizza adds a lot to the texture.
I mean, people who order boneless pizzas are like babies. You can't eat around the bone.
Yeah, exactly. Like, is it
Fucking
that hard?
pathetic.
Are you kidding?
I mean,
or you
it's
could just be like a true Neanderthal and eat the bone.
I mean, if you're
That-
gonna
that's
get
how I
boneless,
do it.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did they eat the bones back in it? No,
I don't know.
know.
I was just I don't know.
that's bullshit.
Um,
You know it.
All right, don't read into
Probably.
it that much.
So-
All right, Captain Einstein.
Yeah.
okay. So if you were to create a boneless pizza, what bones would you use and where would they come from?
Pork bones.
Well, I'd probably
bones.
use
Wait,
great
let me
form
actually-
bones,
The only bones
and they're
that you
gonna
can
be
have.
from.
Mastodon.
That is a good producer.
That's a band as well. They make heavy music.
And Mastodon makes heavy EDM.
Mastodon.
How
There you
convenient.
Okay.
Anyway,
Anyways, yeah,
you're gonna have a hard time. Pork bones could work.
But
I'd
yeah,
say
good luck
that would be
diving down
decent
to
work.
1,300 feet below water level.
No,
or
you
however
borrow
big,
them.
deep the
Well,
ocean
okay.
is.
No, you can't borrow them from. They're
Just
not
borrow
actual
them from
pizza,
the
like a
Mastodon,
What
eat them, and
about-
give it to him
like-
back. Just give him the rest of the pizza. That'll treat himself.
Oh, we didn't actually like intro this
Pizza
shit normally,
time.
so I guess I'll also
Pizza
just say
time.
so currently in here we've got because James just joined. So right now we've got
Hi,
James, you know, me intro Matt. Ty is the one who just talked. Mark's the one who said Mastodon and doesn't talk.
Mastodon.
And when he is talking, he's shitposting
Mastodon.
anyway. And then Alex's name in our Discord right now is currently Pizza Time, which is part of what inspired this, I think.
Why didn't you
So-
say
Is it?
Maybe.
Pizza time. James, I said you were James.
I don't remember.
What
It
did
is my
inspire
change.
this?
I don't
It's
remember.
because we were talking
Ty
about
said
pizza in
something.
chat, and it was. And yeah. Well, anyways, we were talking about pizza, and it was a really fun conversation. And I was like, all right, well, let's do it again.
Oh, yeah.
But
Pizza
anyways,
time.
Yeah, I also didn't get to contribute to that conversation because I was conveniently working.
Yeah.
So I was too busy making
Had a
pizza to
pizza.
talk about it. Yeah.
All right.
Epic.
So
Anyway,
I don't
so
know,
we were
maybe-
talking about like candy pizza, I think.
Were
Yeah.
we?
So my point
Yeah.
was, and maybe this is where we can get into like the definition of what is or isn't a pizza. But like in my opinion, like I was watching the David Chang show Ugly Delicious, which is, I mean, the show's okay. The host is like
So we're
honestly-
talking about you because you're ugly.
and delicious, yeah.
Womp womp.
I wouldn't
the
know that
host is,
part,
like,
but you
the
know,
host
maybe
is, like,
someone else
really-
from this
No,
group
believe
will.
me.
really
Alex is
retarded
so-
when it comes to like cultural issues. But like a lot of basically a major theme of the show is that like authenticity is overrated. People should experiment with whatever. You shouldn't value some food being authentic or whatever. And they sort of interview in the episode they do about pizza. They do interviews with like people who are, you know, own Italian New York restaurants who say,
I've
you know,
seen
this isn't pizza. I grew up with this pizza. This isn't pizza. They did an
Isn't
interview.
pizza not
with-
Italian though?
It is
No,
Italian.
Isn't it like
It's-
Chicago? I thought it was from Chicago.
No,
or
No,
something.
no,
No.
no.
Pizza's
It's
from
I'll
Italy.
explain. I'll explain.
Yeah.
So they did an interview with a guy in Italy who is part of the Neapolitan Pizza Organization or Association. They made an organization just to make Neapolitan pizza, and basically what it is saying
Like the
this is
ice
how
cream?
you make it. No,
Neo
it's
pizza
called
Nazis.
a Neapolitan pizza. It's basically the most classic. I mean, you wouldn't have had it from. They don't do it at ordinary pizza stores. You have to go to like a place that like actually doesn't just make takeout or stuff for like super bullshit. It's basic. It's really basic actually. It's tomato sauce, some buffalo mozzarella, and what's the leaf they put on it? Basil?
Yeah.
I might be wrong. Yeah, basil. So that's it, but you can do it really well. Anyways, so they made an organization to like regulate this shit. And if you talk to the guy, because they talked to the guy who runs this organization, and this is Neapolitan pizza, yeah, it began in Italy. And what he says is like this type of pizza, specifically this, which is dough, where you'd like crack it up and you can smell the yeast. Dough, tomato sauce, basil, and specifically buffalo mozzarella imported from Italy. That's the only definition of pizza, and they've had sort of this is like
oh wait, you mean buffalo as in like the animal, not like the sauce?
No. I mean buffalo as in made from cows, but I think it's a region of Italy. It's pronounced buffalo.
No, it's wing dip.
It's wing. They put wing dip on the pizza. Yeah, and anyways, there's sort of this Game of Thrones dynamic where like the guy who has the Neapolitan organization he taught like disciples into how to make pizza, and then they betrayed him and like changed it, and they
betrayed him.
Yeah, he's like, no, can't fucking believe this shit.
Oh, what a betrayal!
So so what do you guys like consider like what's
well
maybe it's not a good question to say like what is pizza, but like what's the limit of what you'll consider pizza?
Before we do this, let me answer your question with a question, or ask your question a question. So if that's what they considered pizza, what did they consider everything else? Did they say? I feel like I think I might have seen this as well, but I don't remember.
No, he doesn't. He just says this is
terrible. It's just a terror mat.
Right. Yeah,
like
it's
a disgrace.
horrible.
Yeah,
it's
by the way, Italian Mediterranean buffalo are a water buffalo breed. So
are Italian people really people when it comes down to it?
No. Anyone who's not American is not a person. Hold on. No, someone cut that part out. I'm gonna get like held up in like 40 years from now when I try to like get a job.
Report them to sanctuary cities and then bomb the sanctuary cities.
I don't know what you just said.
I heard bomb sanctuary cities, and I don't want to know anymore from there.
Okay. Anyways, what's the limit of pizza? Is my question.
I don't have a limit. I just don't eat it if I don't really care for it.
Well, but it's like, at one point do you stop considering it to be pizza? I think is what it means. I feel like it's easier
when it has too much stuff on it. Like if you just keep piling on stuff in where it's like an obnoxious amount of ingredients and stuff. I don't.
Well, define obnoxious, because what if I like ham, mushroom, and onions?
Well, I mean like maybe like under 7 or something.
I have an example. Well, no, I have an example. Because I saw a pizza where they were putting, and this looked good as shit. I just don't know if it's like pizza, where they put tacos on it. So it's tacos with a bunch of crap in them on them.
Like a legitimate whole taco.
Like, not a whole taco, whole tacos, plural. Shell tacos. Like,
so James, the idea, I've seen pictures of what you're talking about. It's basically, imagine your pizza and imagine the shells of tacos like surrounded on it, and then you basically would cut your slice, so each slice would, the way I've seen it is would have a taco on it. Yeah. So you have a taco, but you also have a slice, like a slice of pizza under it. Slice being the air quotes that you can't see.
So Tyler, is that pizza or not?
I'd say sure, why not? But I mean, like, I'd say as taco, like that's kind of one ingredient. I'd say that's like one thing.
Maybe, but it's also at that point it's also really complicated.
Well, yeah, but it's just I don't know.
I mean, I'll get my easy opinion out of the way and say that basically, if it's like you got your, I'd say even
dough
you have
basically sauce, then
not even you're some form of dough, and then like a sauce of some form, whatever you want, and cheese. Then
that's baked. Or whatever.
I'm gonna add one thing to your definition. Dough, sauce, toppings, and in my opinion, it has to be in a circle shape. Flatbread.
What about square pizza?
Yeah, but about square pizza?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's where I would say something like that. But because
that's
of like
designer
TM
pizza.
But I mean, I think
and,
that's a technicality because, like, if
yeah, I think the circle thing's a technical. Like, for example, we'll do on Valentine's Day we do heart-shaped pizzas.
yeah,
I usually eat my pizza in a dodecahedron.
but my point is,
sheet pizzas come in a rectangle.
Yeah,
sometimes.
My point is
technically the rounded corners, but nobody cares about rounded corners.
Well, that and you can go to certain pizzerias where you just get massive circles.
Right.
Sorry, Alex, get your point in.
Yeah, I guess where I start to draw the line is, I mean, first of all, I haven't seen any pizza that doesn't use like a dough, but I mean that would definitely be a limit.
Oh wait, I was watching something. I can't remember what it was, but I heard them talking about a cauliflower like pizza.
Cauliflower dough. That's cauliflower
like
dough. Yep.
Yeah,
so
but
that's why I said a
that's
form. Yeah, that's why I specified
fine.
actually a form of dough. We actually had someone call today when I was at work saying, "Hey, do you guys do cauliflower dough?" Or like, for example, when I make my pizzas.
How do you make cauliflower dough?
You're
I don't know
supposed to
how to make
like
it before. It's
crush
really
it,
freaking
then
good, though.
push it into a dough. It's weird.
There's a way you can make it into dough. I have got to look up a recipe because I might try it sometime. But like, for example, I'm on a
pick that over normal dough.
I've heard it tastes like almost the same as normal dough, but I've again, this is just what I've heard.
Probably
but
not as yeasty or starchy.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not as yeasty or not as starchy. Yeasty. I don't know. I don't usually have pizza in general that's that yeasty, but. It has its taste, but it's not that strong. Unless you're getting like that guy, what that guy's definition of genuine pizza is.
Exactly. I guess another place where I would draw the line is I actually have a pretty broad definition, so I might include that. My definition I think would have to include sauce. If you don't have some form of sauce, and even sauce can even be like olive. Something.
Yeah.
You know,
any
like
form.
that.
There has to be something, but it doesn't. I don't care like what. That's where it's. And I guess I specify because like even at bare minimum, first three sauces I think of are like your garlic like white sauce, your either, I guess margarita or just like tomato sauce and like buffalo.
I don't know really how to define pizza. I feel like it would just have to fit the formula dough, sauce, toppings.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think that's a pretty fair definition because
I think it would have to have a crust, I guess, but there is crustless pizza.
What about crust? Like
we get customers a lot who actually call and ask for crustless pizza.
Oh no, that's crustless pizza though. That's just
no. Let's move on to Tyler.
Yeah, like what kind of crust do you like?
Yeah,
what's it like? I don't know, like crunchiness, like, and then it's like, what other things like? Is it depends thickness? On my. Is it like deep? There's like deep dish, thick.
Yeah, there's
crust,
deep dish. Well, okay,
crust,
hold on. We're gonna go through this first. Chicago or New York style. We're gonna go down the list.
I don't know the difference.
Chicago is deep dish. New York is like what you're used to, Tyler.
I don't care.
All right, so I guess I'll say like that from my experience. I only had deep dish once, and it was from like it was a long time ago, and it was from like who knows, like not a reputable place. It wasn't even in Chicago because I've never been. So I mean, New York. I mean, that's it for me.
I'm indifferent.
I don't really care either way. I think deep dish is fine. I think New York style is fine. They're both fine.
For me, it's mood. Everything I eat depends on mood, and crust is the same way.
Pizza's pizza, but sometimes deep dish is a little greasy. So
I think depending on what you put, you can get either too much grease to the point where it literally becomes a pie.
I think the only thing for me is that like I'm not a big fan of thin crust.
I gotta jump in here because we're talking about grease.
No, you're not gonna jump in here. You're gonna answer the question because we said everyone go down the list, and you're the only one who hasn't answered.
What's the question again?
Pay attention, you fuck.
New York or Chicago style pizza.
Thanks, Tyler. I wasn't remembering.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
New York or Chicago style?
New York? Yeah, New York.
Do you know what Chicago style pizza is?
No.
It's a deep dish.
Oh my god!
Oh no, it's one.
All right. Well, he said New York. Anyway, shit, I was about to. Oh right, Ty, you're saying about crust.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of thin crust in general. Like.
Okay.
I don't know.
I see what you mean. Okay.
Oh, when I went to Ethiopia, I had the weirdest pizzas. I had
like actual pizzas, or
every day I ordered a pizza from the restaurant.
Hold up, they have food there.
So, okay, but
real talk though. Hold on for a second. Ethiopian food is like putting
crust,
a weird glove on and sticking your hand into like a goo.
Hold on, what?
Or another one I got was just like the thinnest crust you could possibly imagine.
Like
Just
so, it was like
loaded
flat.
Yeah, like so thin. And it had like the thinnest layer of sauce and the
Oh.
thinnest layer of cheese. It
I have
was
something
so
after this.
pathetic.
All right,
All right,
I have
then
something
There was
for you
a
boys
single pizza in
after this.
Ethiopia that you could qualify.
I mean, well, remember what James said that they have food there.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Like I ate them. There's just
Okay.
like this isn't
It's not
right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All right. What about?
I imagine that's how Chinese people feel.
What about
Six
freak?
Million in America.
What about What about like a? What do you call those things?
Killzone.
It's
No.
stuffed crust.
Oh, I was.
I'm trying to think of cookie. Cake. Cookie. That's the one. What
It's
about
not
cookie
cake.
cake?
No.
Cookie cake
It's-
kind of sucks.
What?
Not gonna lie.
What if you
cookie
could you
cake's
see that
okay
as like
with too much
almost a
frosting, it's
pizza?
Yeah,
Cookie
it's
cake's
fine.
too
I say
sweet.
it's well. It's.
It's
I wouldn't
not.
say it's.
Would
not
you
pizza,
think
but
it? Would you say it's similar to a pizza? Is what I'm asking.
I'd say it's similar. Yeah, I'll agree that it's similar.
It's
I
not
say
pizza.
that it's just as similar to being a pizza. I'd say it as it is traditional cake.
Oh.
It's
know
it's
about
literally
that.
just a round circle, or it's just a round cookie, a big round cookie.
Yeah, but
the
there's
only
usually a
similar to
crust and
pizza is
stuff
that
in the
it's round
middle
and
of
has a
it.
crust.
Yeah.
In the middle of it?
Cake doesn't have a crust.
Cake
It's
is
also
just
not-
a thick boy.
It's also not really dough in the way we picture to be
Yeah.
dough.
Oh,
Like,
you're
it's
right,
not-
Tyrell.
The conception is different. Anyways, so back onto the issue of crust. What you guys? I'll actually say that
I hate crust. It should die. That's my issue with it. There
Do
you
you-
go.
do you
no,
not
I
eat
don't-
it?
I'm memeing.
Sausage
No,
is really
I
good.
like crust. It's good. It's,
It,
You
it
could
really
dip it in
matters
sausage.
for me. Because
I like
sometimes,
crust.
like, I'll eat crust if I have something to dip it in.
So that's my thing.
Otherwise, you won't.
If my
Yeah,
And-
usually not.
Yeah,
Huh,
mine's
yeah.
similar. So if I have
Two
a
in the
doughy
back and
crust
then four
or
in
like
the
a
front.
softer, it's more chewy, I want something to dip it in. Like I'll dip it in like a medium or mild sauce or something.
yeah, that's pretty
Um,
good. I'd do that.
But if it's crunchy, like a more crisp crust, I'll eat that just on its own. I'll plow that down. I love it.
both work
It's
for
like
sauce,
sauce,
a
I'd
pizza
say.
the
I'll-
same,
yeah,
but
I'll eat either.
Usually, I'd rather have something to dip it in, or just
The only time
Well, you
can't
just
eat
put a
crust.
bunch of
Pizza
ranch
crust
on
next
pizza
to
or
me.
ketchup or
When-
something, right? Is that
I
what
eat
you-
ranch on pizza used to be something.
Sometimes.
Ranch on pizza redeems pizza that's bad. Having good pizza with ranch ruins it. That's the
Basic-
conclusion.
I can agree with that too.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't usually have ranch or anything on pizza, anyways. But yeah. What about the good old American or some? I don't know how it works.
What?
Combination of pizza and chicken wings with like buffalo. What do y'all think
Yeah.
about?
Buffalo
Yeah.
pizza, that's good.
No,
Buffalo-
no,
Actually-
not just
or
not
you mean
just
the-
just
So do you
buffalo
mean
pizza, but
buffalo
like
and
buffalo
chicken?
wings
I don't know if
and
this has been
then
brought
with a
up yet.
pizza.
Yeah,
What do y'all think of that?
Although I
yeah?
would get a
Actually,
different flavor.
I
Actually,
don't like the
most-
way that your regular tomato sauce mixes with buffalo sauce. I'll eat my wings and then I'll like eat my pizza and like as two separate things.
fair
like,
enough.
And try
Actually,
to wait. 'Cause
I guess I'll say I don't like it because most of the time I just end up eating chicken wings instead of pizza.
I like it, but I don't like. I'd get a different kind of wing. Buffalo sauce or buffalo wings aren't my favorite kind of wings.
buffalo
Well, you
wings
like
are my
barbecue
favorite
or
kind of
something, or
wings.
like country sweet or whatnot?
country
Yeah.
sweet or
Yeah.
anything.
All right.
those are
Nah.
better.
Barbecue,
What if it was
I
like
can
a
do
buffalo
somewhat. Country
pizza with
sweet or
buffalo?
okay.
Does
Buffalo pizza.
anyone, does anyone remember
depends.
that pizza place that used to sell the macaroni and cheese pizza?
Nope.
Which one?
I don't know what
The one in.
Oh, I do remember
that
that. I
sounds
think
okay.
it's good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah?
Though. Have you
They
guys
are the-
talked about Domino's and like Little Caesars and all those
No.
places?
No.
Little
no,
Caesars
no.
is one of my not today. We've had this conversation in the past where I've said that Little Caesars is one of my favorite pizza places.
Is it actually?
In general,
It is-
yes,
it's
I
a pretty
fucking
good place.
love
Why?
Little Caesars. I don't know, but I
No,
absolutely
it is the
love it.
It's like Pizza Hut.
It is no,
it is the McDonald's
no.
of pizza.
Hold
That
on.
is what
Yes,
Little
I'll
Caesars
agree. It's the
is.
McDonald's of pizza, but it's worse.
It is
or
worse
it's
than
cheaper than
Pizza
Pizza
Hut.
Hut. Yeah, it
worse
is, but
than
it
Pizza Hut.
but it tastes better than Pizza Hut to me.
Pizza Hut kind of sucks too. They have those breadsticks though, and those are really good.
Yeah, no, their breadsticks are fine. I like their salad bars fine because they have
You know what?
they have good quality
You know what?
lettuce.
Pizza Hut or no, Little Caesars is to pizza places what Olive Garden is to Italian places.
I'll agree to that.
I
Pizza
don't
Hut
get.
and Little Caesars.
Oh, Olive Garden's considered like white trash Italian food, basically. Where it's not
Okay.
actual Italian food. It's like incredibly Americanized. Where like I'll admit, I love Olive Garden. Like I'll go to Olive
It's not
Garden, I'll buy
bad.
stuff, and there's things that are great. I'll go and get the chicken and fight me how to say gnocchi soup. and like I'll literally just get that and eat salad, or I'll get like a tour of Italy or something if I feel like spending all my money, and like I'm set. That's fine for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
I'll
the problem
gladly
is-
go and get.
The problem is my parents never took us to like chain restaurants like ever. It wasn't. I mean, some places, but it was never like, hey guys, go to some fucking chain ass Little Caesars or like. I haven't really been to popular pizza places.
On a
Like,
slightly different note, you guys know where is by where I live?
yeah.
Yes, I was thinking pizzeria.
like I don't know what happened, but they were like renovating something, and they were putting like glass windows in the little like outside area.
Okay.
And I don't know what happened, but it like collapsed.
Oh God.
Wait.
I don't know if someone drove their car into it or something.
What the?
Is it the type of thing
Not
that
the
I should go
restaurant,
drive?
but the
Like after
outside
this, I
place,
should
like,
drive down the road,
The
or
beam
what?
is like cracked and facing downward.
You know how someone threw a brick through a mouse car? They threw a brick through that window, or at the
did they?
support beam that broke the window.
Well,
No, that's
that's
what I'm
just
calling.
I'm assuming that's
That's
just
me.
a.
Yeah, that's just me talking. That's not probably what happened. I haven't seen the police reports and investigations. I don't know. If there even is one, it might have been intentional. Sometimes you just, insurance fraud and whatnot. So
Yeah.
there was somewhere we were going to this where I answered, we said Little Caesars.
Little Caesars. You like Little Caesars?
I like Little Caesars. We talked
Dude,
about
I'll-
something right before that.
I'll
Great
tell,
Northern.
dude, I'll tell you what I fucking love. This is like, if I had to pick. Well, first of all, no, I'll get to that later. This is just something I fucking love on pizza, and it's whenever there's like
Pineapple.
a cheat. No, okay,
We should get to
that's-
that later.
We will.
Yeah.
Later.
This is something I fucking love. Is that like whenever there's a cheese on pizza that's like not normal, that's not mozzarella. And I'll tell this.
Provolone on
No,
pizza is
no,
the bane of my existence.
Even more strange than that. So I'll
That's
tell
it.
a story because it's funny. You guys have heard it before, but you haven't heard it on the podcast. As our dedicated viewers, they won't know.
You
Yeah,
mean
so
that
the
one
whole
person who
Mark-
This
remembers
was-
your
Remember
account?
Yeah, it's Mark.
This
Yeah,
was
Mark listens to them a month later or something.
yeah. This is when I was in Rockford, and this was after my grandma's funeral.
Recently? Okay, recently.
Yeah, and so we were all like, okay, shit, let's go out for dinner. And so in Rockford, there's a I'm sorry, the music at GTA is distracting me. I gotta get out of GTA. There's a really popular place called the Corner Bar. It's the only place I've ever been that I've enjoyed a hot dog, and it fucking burned down. And so they reopened, They got 2 floors now, but the problem is that the day we went, I think it was like a Saturday night, fucking packed. Couldn't get a seat for especially the amount of people we have, but we couldn't get a seat for like 40 minutes to an hour. So fuck that, right? We're not gonna wait. We had too many people. So then we go down to Rockford's a pretty surprisingly there's a lot of stuff in it for a town that's basically our size, and so they have a brewery.
1 square mile.
And yeah, pretty much. And so, well, at least in population. And so we go down to the brewery, and nobody's there. And so we call people and we're like, "What's up?" And they're like, "Aunt Kathy can't go here because she's in a wheelchair because she couldn't get up the stairs to get into the restaurant." So, I don't know if that's there must be a state thing that we have that they don't. So anyways, fuck that, right? So we end up at this pizza place, which does wood-fired pizza, which I've never really enjoyed because I feel like they always kind of.
They can never. Well, I was talking to my cook about wood because he used to work at the wood fire pizza place, and he'd have customers that ask, "Can you make the cheese extra melted, but the crust not burned at all?"
What? That's not gonna happen. The crust is always
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what Frank said, and he's like, "Oh, I have all these customers asking me to do this weird stuff to the pizza. Do you know how wood fire works?"
Well, maybe they just don't like it. Maybe they don't know about the reality.
Yeah, we had a conversation about this at work yesterday or 2 days ago. Either way, I'll tell it. Alex, finish your thing now.
All right. And anyways, we go there, and me and Emily share a pizza, and it's got like red sauce, red onions on it. I think some meat, like prosciutto, and then the cheese was like regular mozzarella, but I also had fucking gorgonzola on it. It was so good. That shit, like when there's ever any like weird cheeses, like blue cheeses, or like just anything besides mozzarella. If anybody puts like an aged cheddar on anything or ricotta, it's fucking the best. It gets me, at my age, 65, I have a little, trouble getting it up in bed. If I get some of that shit on pizza, ooh, you know how it is.
All right. Speaking of pizzerias and other places, friendly reminder: Anime Pizzeria, San Antonio, Texas. Someone needs to go there so we can hit us up. We'll go to next.
Still open? San Antonio, Texas. Okay.
I have fucking no idea. I just know that they're in. I have that drilled into my mind.
Next time, go to San Antonio or San Antonio, wherever you said instead of coming here.
My dad travels to work, so I'll ask him if he's in the area at some point to check, because I think he goes to San Antonio sometimes. Or near that area. But where was I? Oh, right. So
thank you.
What Mark mentioned is basically what I'm going to group in as pizza consistencies. And we had a conversation about this the other day, because I brought up how I went to when I went out to help Kenny build his computer last week. Time flies. Last week, not this past week, week before, whatever. And I went out there and I got like an order of wings there, and I looked in and I saw they like all their pizza was pizzeria was like open. And I realized I haven't looked at other pizzerias before, and how they have it's a conveyor belt that they cook their stuff on.
Is that conveyor?
Is what?
What? Sorry. Don't worry about it.
Fuck. Their pizzeria is like their oven is a giant conveyor belt. The pizzas go through. This is weird coming from me, because where I work, we have like an oven. You open it up, there's a big pizza stone. You cook it on that stone, like in a convection oven type thing. Like that's how like an oven is with a pizza stone. And so I got into a conversation and with some of my coworkers who would work, like they work other places or have other jobs or worked at other pizzerias, and that's part of the reason that people have such an issue with consistency. Like, or people will call and it'll be like, can you get it like this way, and not like the way Mark explained it, with like really melted but not crust. And I guess allegedly, and I don't know this for a fact, this is going out from my coworker who's worked at other places, where like I guess in some ovens they have a setting so that they'll cook higher, like with more heat, from above, so that they're able to do that to cook the cheese more and not the bottom more, and they can like design it that way more. Where like, for example, we get stuff like that and we're like, we can try, but it's like we can do like normal crispy well done, and that's really it, because it's hard to like we're putting a pizza in an oven. So like if you want melted, like really melted cheese and whatnot, you're gonna get a crispier pizza because it's gonna have to cook longer. Or if you want like there's no way to get really crispy dough without cooking your cheese and still get that undercooked mozzarella feel, which I don't know why anyone likes undercooked mozzarella on pizza. Personally, I think it tastes horrendous. But that's where it's like cooking it in an actual. I'm gonna be an elitist and say an actual pizza oven in comparison to like a factory pizza conveyor belt. You get different consistencies. Where when you go to certain you get pretty much every pizza is gonna come out similar because they're cooked. It's like that where with us it's gonna vary because there's not a set time each one's cooked. It's not done on a conveyor belt where you can customize that. Right. So you have differentiation, which ends up with trash and good. So you end up with variety, which is both a good and a bad thing. So,
anyways, what was before we do pineapple on pizza? What's the one? Did Mark bring up something?
I wanted to talk about deep dish.
Oh, what about?
Yeah, you did though. So
He said something about Greece. What's your input on Greece with deep dish?
Yeah.
That's where you started.
Country. I don't know why we're talking about a country.
I don't know. I've never found
had all of them.
The deep. I'm trying to find a deep dish place that's not just a thing of grease.
So,
because I can't find the perfect place.
So I'll say this without Mark needing to, because I know Mark will, or let me rephrase that. Mark complains enough that Mark hates greasy pizza, like no matter how greasy the topping, he hates that it has grease on it. So,
I feel like he can.
So one, there's that. So I'll also say that because deep dish is basically a pie, and you end up having toppings cooked below the level, it's quite literally impossible unless you were to cook like pepperoni first and then put it on, which would end up with really burnt pepperoni. You're going to get grease. One, cheese is incredibly greasy to begin with. So unless you like, whenever you even get a deep dish cheese is going to be incredibly greasy because there's nowhere for that grease to drain because it's a pizza,
Right.
like it's a deeper pizza. So I don't know if that exists.
Just cook a sponge into the pizza.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, just put a sponge on your pizza when you cook it. So I actually read something about cooking a sponge in the oven does something to ovens, I think, but I don't remember.
I'd do
I
it.
have to do more look at that. So before I guess I'll piggyback off what Alex said, and before
Do
again,
any of you guys put paper towels on pizza to dry them
No,
out?
that's
No,
weird.
That's
I
yeah,
don't
no.
either. I'm just asking.
Yeah, okay.
I have, but it depends. So like, if I'm not in every normal situation, fuck no, I'm a normal human being. But if I'm like, how do I say? If my stomach's kind of off or something, I'll try to dab some of the grease off it so I don't.
Yeah,
it's not
that
as
makes
greasy.
sense.
Yeah.
I've had pizzas
So-
where if they're dripping, so I guess if they're like dripping grease, then maybe. Because it's
Or
like,
I'll have times
gross,
where I'll put like napkins on my plate before slices if they're dripping with grease, so that the crust doesn't completely just go soggy and I can't pick it up.
No, Mark.
But-
I'll also say this: like, just try and go to like a good pizza place. Because if you go to a good pizza place, there's a greater likelihood that it's not going to be as greasy.
Yeah,
That's
they'll end
all
up
I'll say.
having like more expensive pepperoni is usually less greasy
Yep.
in my experience. Where like the cheap stuff, by cheap stuff I mean like the Rommel or whatever that fucking literally everywhere else uses, or everywhere else is in everywhere uses. Basically that everyone else uses, then you're gonna end up with greasy shit because that's the same pepperoni that, like, mind you, we would always get on scout campouts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
so anyway, before we go to pineapple on pizza, which will be our wrap up topic,
Oh well.
calzones.
I like
Are
them.
What
they?
about them?
Are they are they pizza? Two, what are your thoughts?
No,
I wouldn't say they're
no, they aren't
pizza.
pizza. They're calzones.
Yeah, it's
That's what I say.
yeah.
A lot.
It's a
yeah, I'd say
pizza
there's a
inspired
differentiation.
dish.
It's a pizza
Yeah.
folded in half.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and yeah, I
Generally.
guess that's true.
I mean, in general, I think it's more similar to like a pita than a pizza.
Well, I think it depends actually what you get. Like some
I don't know.
pizzerias and some like your general run of the mill
Is a calzone a hot dog or a sandwich?
In my in my experience, it's that a calzone generally is like mozzarella, just, I don't know, ricotta, whatever, Vermano or something, whatever you put on top of your pizza.
Yeah.
It depends where you
Yeah.
go, and that's your standard just cheese one. I've also had ones where it's those three toppings, but tomato sauce as well. So it's quite literally a pizza fold in half, basically, with
Yeah.
Who
Romano.
puts tomato sauce in calzones?
Some places.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I like being able to dip it in my marinara
Yeah.
sauce, but actually, I prefer
I don't
like.
even dip mine in marinara usually. I dip it in like ranch or country sweet or something.
See, I think what I'll do is I'll do your standard cheese, but with like. I should check my order history on crust from like a year ago so I can give an accurate answer. But
Food poisoning.
I see, unlike half, and by half I mean two people in this group, I haven't gotten food poisoning from crust, and I also haven't eaten pizza from crust since. When did I start my diet? November, probably October. So I've gotten wings from there, but I haven't had pizza from there. So, but you like your standard 3 cheese and like sausage, ham, sometimes meatball if I'm feeling up to it. Usually just that, and then like dip that in and onion, and I'll dip that in and green peppers, and I'll dip that in marinara.
Anything else you want to
And that's-
ask? You've been adding
I
a
am a-
lot.
No, that's it because I would make the same thing for myself at work, but rather than what I do at work is rather than using the way I like it is I'll take like at work we use like what we use for a small dough,
If you make
and that's
yourself
what a lot of places
pizza
do.
at work, do you have to pay for it?
No. So where I work, it's special. I get literally everything free. Like for myself, or if I'm giving slices away, I don't have to pay anything.
You should give me a slice.
What I do, that's why I give people in this group slices a lot.
Yep.
Wait, hang on. Are
and-
you working Wednesday?
During the day, yeah.
What time do you get off?
4.
You want to bring me a slice of pizza on your way home?
Sure, if we have some, I will. I'll try to remember.
What a
So
drug deal.
Yeah, basically. I'm drug dealing legal food. The only time I have to pay for stuff is like if we're doing, like for example, like when we did Christmas as a group, like that order of food I had to pay for. Like when I order food, I have to pay.
Theoretically, if you had a whole pizza, would you have to pay for that?
So if I'm working at the time and I can make myself like a large pizza and take that home and I won't have to pay. But
would
if I'm
you like to make me a large pizza, I will give you like $5.
I won't be able to get away with that. Because that's assuming that, and Marketplace is kind of similar. Assuming I haven't eaten or made anything else, I can get away with making like a large pizza and they won't make me pay anything. I always make myself either I say steak, but if you've ever our steak is like if you've ever had Steakums, you can buy them at your local grocery retailer. Discount? For what? Food?
For like
use code
things.
Penguin for 20% off.
Use code Penguin for 20%.
Like how much is a large
It varies.
pizza?
Normally it costs $18.
Okay, how much do you pay for a large pizza?
I pay like $9.
Could I pay you like $10?
Possibly. I can't.
Pizza and bring it to my house?
I can't give you a guaranteed thing because it depends on how busy I am, what's going on, and all that. Talk to me Wednesday, and then I'll be able to give you a definite answer.
Okay.
We're recording this on a Sunday, by the way.
I feel like I just heard a drug.
Yeah, basically, except my drug deals usually just go, "Hey, do you have flavor?" Yes. Okay, meet me at work tomorrow. So.
Oh god.
That's how it be. And by that I mean it's been like 6 months, if longer. And by 6 I mean 3.
Since you've had a pizza.
Yeah, since I've bought any illegal pizza from people. So
like cheese pizza?
No, I got my
like
last time I got
pineapple
cherry
on
pizza. No,
Let's
I got cherry
segue!
pizza. Anyway, speaking of fruit on pizza.
Yeah!
That's gonna be our,
That's our segue.
That's gonna be our final topic in that book.
Do you have anything else?
Oh my god.
Yeah. Do you guys
fine.
like? Well, I guess it might. So this might be a weird question, but like, do you guys like pizza with red sauce or like white pizza's better? Because I'm a
White pizza.
I'm more of a. Oh wow.
Garlic pizza is phenomenal, but it has its time and place.
Yeah,
I prefer
agree
red
with that.
sauce or buffalo.
I kind of prefer white pizzas more. White pizza. It's like it's like when you take out a girl, you know. I do all the time because I'm super.
Sure.
You said
sexy.
you were married.
And you pay for the dinner with the money from your job.
It's
Alex doesn't pay for the dinner; he runs.
Yeah, I run.
He leaves the girl at the restaurant and runs away.
Yeah, and hope
Gotta
she's
go home
a
to the
sucker.
wife and kids. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Gotta go home to the Anyways, you know, if you get a white pizza, it's nice and light, and you're probably just guaranteed sex. But if you get a red pizza, it's kind of full, it's kind of meaty, and it's kind of like
Well, I feel like you gotta
show
walk
you,
around
meaty.
with the mentality, Alex, that you always are guaranteed sex, and anyone that is denying that needs to be done. So you're a terrible person.
Well, that does happen. Yeah.
Who am I
yeah.
thinking of? Oh, Elliot Rogers.
Elliot,
that was his problem. He always got the.
He always got the wrong pizza.
that's his problem. He always got the red pizza.
He's always got.
It's like people who order
Well,
anchovies on
that's
pizza.
one person.
There's a reason they don't get laid.
Well, I mean that was his problem. Besides the fact that he would go to like Barnes and
Switch
Nobles
to white pizza.
and just hope that like random woman would pass him by and ask him out. But he's a very realistic guy, you know.
Yeah, he's a true realist. So
Yes,
He
we should
probably had
definitely be
pizza
talking
sandwich.
about
God,
he's a true
God-
Renaissance man.
God
if
bless
he
him.
would have had white
Yeah.
stains on his shirt, they would have.
You started this
Yeah,
with
that's the
something
sound they
though.
would've
What
made.
was it? Oh right.
Yeah,
So the white thing. I like white pizza. I think more than I like buffalo pizza, but I like tomato sauce pizza the best.
That's tomato sauce pizza.
If I have good tomato, bad tomato sauce pizza is at the bottom of the list.
Where do you get bad tomato sauce?
from his local tomato dealer.
Bowling Alley
Yeah.
Meat works at.
No, they
would
probably
say
just
it's
have
bad.
your fucking like.
I've
it's
had
middle
it
of
too
the line
many
for me.
times to masturbate.
Oof.
James,
So-
tell Koosh to get different pizza, dude. Because
For us.
every time it's
Food
I think the
poisoning.
season's over.
This isn't slander, by
I
the
like
way.
how you
Over?
clapped during the part where you're not supposed to clap for that chant.
Oh,
I think
Tyler, I
this is
intentionally
the
raised my hands
sectionals
away
or
from
the
my mic so
finals
it
or
wouldn't be a
whatever.
loud clap. All right,
I
now
don't
that
know
we're
if it's
doxing the
sectionals,
school
but I know
that
it's
people
finals.
go to
This will be
slash
cut out. Don't worry about
I
it.
don't know if it's sectionals
No, don't worry.
for-
Just don't
for-
cut anything.
What-
Just leave
what,
it all. There's nothing that can go wrong.
what are like people's don't jump in all at once. I guess we'll do this methodically. So
Jump in
from
all at
Matt,
once, okay.
So what are y'all's favorite toppings or just favorite pizza in general? But like, say you're ordering a slice of pizza and you can get any like topping that's realistic for a pizza shop.
Slice or like a pizza?
Like a slice.
Like there's a difference for me.
Yeah, well, my point
if
in saying slice instead of pizza is that slice you can eat by yourself, but pizza you have to share. So just for you.
You don't.
Yeah, no, I've eaten an entire pizza.
Well, that's why you're on the diet.
But anyway, so yeah, I mean, no, that's not the reason. But you're on the right track of being right.
All right. Anyways, go.
Anyway, so for an individual, if I'm just getting like a slice of pizza, for me, it's not about like how much per person. It's more about how much do I want to eat of this. If I'm getting a slice, a lot of places will do a green peppers, sausage, and onion slice, like on just your plain cheese pizza, and I really like that.
Okay.
So I'll get that a slice, but I can maybe eat 2 slices of that maximum before I'm donezo.
Exactly.
But if I'm making a pizza for myself, like, well, it depends on my mood, but like, let's see. I've done like white with broccoli and then sometimes spinach on that's really good.
Oh, okay.
White broccoli is really really good in my opinion. 3 cheese with sausage, meatball, bacon, and ham and cheddar is really good. Which cheddar, I guess cheddar's part of 3 cheese, but yeah, or 4 cheese. Sorry, but yeah, that's your stack of pizza stuff, and yeah, that's the best way I can answer.
All right, James.
If I get a slice, I would probably just get like Meat Lovers or something that's just like pepperoni, sausage, and like onion or something.
Well, maybe I worded it poorly. Don't think of it as pizza dichotomy. Just what is your favorite topping to put on a pizza?
Favorite top? Well, it depends because I kind of go back and forth.
Right.
Hold on, to answer your question to that extent, it's either sausage or broccoli.
I could go like top 3.
Okay, go
so that would probably be either pepperoni, obviously, pineapple, or probably chicken, maybe.
Would you ever do all 3 at once? Actually,
Yes.
you know what? I could imagine
Pineapple and chicken's good.
I could imagine pineapple and chicken going good.
They can't
You
slap. I've
can
had
get that on a Hawaiian pizza.
I just want to note the Columbus Blue Jackets are 3-0 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, and New York Islanders are 3-0 over the Pittsburgh Penguins. So basically,
And I'm
brackets
turning
are
over all 3. 'cause I'm
Yeah,
the best
everything's
hockey
just
player.
hockey rocket dunzo. Okay, so
All right, Tyler, what about you?
I usually like to have my pizza with a bird snack, if anyone knows that image.
Bird
I
snack.
hate you.
That is a good image. You should post that.
Anyway,
I will.
In actuality, I just either like pepperoni pizza or buffalo chicken pizza. I don't really like specific toppings. It's just those 2 like my favorite. I don't know. So that's
this isn't
about
it, but I'm posting it.
Alright.
That is an Angry Bird pizza.
It's from Pinterest.
Well,
Yeah, I posted a
yeah,
picture of an
well,
Angry Birds pizza.
I don't know. Peppers and onions always. I love
Alright.
those toppings. What's the other thing?
Yes. Bird
Dude, I
snack.
love some meatballs on my pizza.
Oh, sick.
Whack kids.
Alright.
Okay.
The first time I saw that image, I fucking died.
Stop
It's a
referencing
good
images, because then
image.
Tyler has to like link them.
yeah.
No,
or
it's
just
fine.
that's true.
This is worth linking. I'll freaking
Anyways,
throw it on Uber or something.
specifically link that.
Fish snack.
If I'm ever getting like a pizza, I'll get mushrooms on it. I really like.
You get what?
Get what?
A mushroom.
Oh, mushrooms. Yeah,
But
yeah.
but my
Stab
favorite
birds.
type of pizza is buffalo chicken. That's
Yeah. I
that's
rate
it.
that.
I'll agree with the buffalo
Yeah.
chicken thing. Mushroom might be my least favorite pizza topping. Second to
yeah.
anchovies. No.
I like.
Yeah.
Well,
Only
I
monsters
like.
tied with
put
anchovies?
on pizza.
I like mushrooms in general. So like, if you're on pizza, I
Okay.
just like.
I like it cooked in with like meats, but I don't like it
Oh, okay.
on pizza.
Mix
Also,
me with
speaking
putting
of sardine
that
on pizza,
red fish
coming
on
from
pizza.
someone who works in a pizzeria, fuck you if you order sardines on pizza, because like we have to use either a separate cutter or like clean our pizza cutters between cutting anchovies / sardines, because the fishiness like transfers pizza to pizza.
Oh yeah.
Is there
and
like
it's-
demand for it?
It's everything where maybe we get 2 a week. which
So okay.
That's
we
not
do a
that
lot
bad.
more business than way more business than 2 pizzas a week. But it's enough of a pain where if one comes in during a week, and I can remember that pizza happened, that one happened that week, and everything about it because it was such a fucking pain to do.
Mm.
Also, what we'll do is we'll hide anchovies underneath cheese when we order pizza, when other employees order pizza. So, like, when we did Christmas, I'm surprised someone didn't hide, like, slip an anchovy into one of the slices. Unless they did, and one of you guys just didn't catch it. So,
If you want to see
We
someone
usually do
eat
that.
anchovies,
I have coworkers who just eat anchovies raw.
Nice.
Oh my
Like, out of a
god, it's
container.
the man's himself.
I've never had an anchovy. How do they taste? Are we just like salty and
Fish.
kind of fish? Oh, I like fish.
They taste like what the fishy smell smells like.
Okay,
That's my
maybe not
description.
then.
Yeah, no,
'Cause I've had,
I'd say even it's one of those things where if you hate it, you hate it. If you like it, you kind of like. No, I don't know anyone who loves anchovies, so I think it's one of
So
those
is
things
it
you just kind of go with.
maybe
without
Italian people. Is it like Vegemite then? Where it's
tasting.
like
I
really
think I might
divisive?
say Vegemite's better. Vegemite on pizza, but Vegemite's probably better.
Oh man, I was just watching an episode of Downtown where they were doing one of their things where they put like random shit on pizza, and one of the guys tried a
Pineapple.
Gohan Desio pizza, and Gohan Desio is seaweed paste, which is very similar to
Huh.
like Vegemite and.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was good. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen. I've only been to like an Asian grocer, so I haven't really seen seaweed paste. I didn't really look at it. Anyways,
All right.
Alright.
Is there anything else we need to get on, or
Don't
I
think
we
so.
that's all I have.
all right? We've been running for
In about an hour.
about an hour. So I think we're set to wrap up. So I'll ask the final question then. What is everyone's thoughts on pineapple on pizza? We'll go down Alex to me.
Okay, yeah. So I think I'm like I'm like a pineapple centrist. So my opinion is that first of all, if you're gonna have pineapple or ham, if you're gonna have both on a pizza, if you're doing actual Hawaiian pizza, I think it has to be grilled, because I think if you're just putting sort of like the raw, sweet, sickly pineapple on a pizza, there's a lot of moisture in that, and it doesn't really. I like pineapple. Like if you haven't had grilled pineapple before, it's really good.
I recommend it.
Yeah, you get some nice char flavor, and I think people. I mean, obviously, this isn't realistic for a place that's running a really large operation where you don't have time to grill it. But if you can do it, it's nice. I guess also I do wonder, even though I have had pineapple pizza and enjoyed it, I do wonder why you don't see more fruits. Like here's a similar fruit to pineapple is mango, and yet mango
I was
pizza
gonna
kind of
say,
seems.
why not apple on pizza?
Well, actually-
Apples when cooked on pizza, when cooked in general without sugar, develop a really kind of mush, boring flavor texture, which is why your usual apple pies you always put sugar on with them, or you sugar your apples, so that they actually leak their flavors out to get a better taste. So apple on pizza just kind of ends up making a mess out of the cheese.
maybe.
So
Yeah,
this is my experience of trying it. So
Anyways,
I don't know.
I guess in conclusion, I'll eat it. I definitely don't go crazy over it though. I don't really care either way. All right,
So
Mark.
you wouldn't order a cheese pizza with just pineapple on it?
No, probably not.
Okay.
I'll order, like, if I'm at a place where cost pizzas, if it's like an especially cool place, it's not gonna stop me from ordering it.
Mhm. Okay. Who's next? Mark?
Yep.
I personally love it as long as there's ham with it. I'll usually chow down.
So you
on
like Hawaiian
pineapple
pizza,
with it.
but you don't like just
Yeah.
normal. Okay.
I haven't found a pizza like that. Like I've never had pizza how Alex explained it, like the perfectly cooked pineapple or whatever. But that does sound good to me, so I'm not
I
against
have
it
a family friend
whatsoever.
who does on it. Okay.
So
Who's
you'll-
next? Tyler?
I don't care about pineapple. I won't eat it, but I don't really care about it either way. If you want it on pizza, then go ahead. That's not my problem. If you don't want it on
So
pizza,
you
then
won't-
I don't know why people like make such a big deal over it.
So Tyler, you won't eat it?
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm pretty
just because of
simplistic.
the sugary. Yeah, I mean, I get it because like I'm very much a person who doesn't like sweet stuff to go with savory stuff. Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So like for example, if there's ever like, and this is weird because this is pretty commonplace in a lot of baking recipes, but if there's ever sour cream in like a baking recipe, or like cream cheese, I actually think a cream cheese and sour cream as sort of like savory things. Because in my mind, cream cheese that goes with bagels.
I can see cream cheese. I don't see sour cream.
Sour cream that goes on, tortillas and Mexican food. But both of those are in a lot of baking recipes. And so my mind is just kind of like, what's going on? I mean, that's also my problem with cheesecake, but whatever. Anyways, pineapple pizza, pineapple, sweet on a savory thing.
We had a
conversation. It doesn't bother me
cheesecake
much,
last night. Cheesecake. I don't remember who I was with, but we basically.
Well, it wasn't me.
It wasn't you.
I'm not a huge fan, honestly. It's just
maybe it was 2 nights ago. I don't remember.
Because my mind just conflates cheese with savory stuff, cheese with meat, cheese with bread and stuff, not with sweet stuff. Anyways,
all right. I'm pretty sure I know, but James.
Well, it's good. It's one of my favorite pizzas, like Hawaiian pizza.
But would you order a cheese pizza with just pineapple?
I don't know if I would order it over other things, but I wouldn't object to ordering that.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I mean, in the past, our group is like surprisingly tolerant with it because we've like ordered pineapple pizzas and nobody has like really.
I don't get why people like despise them.
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, why do people hate it so much?
So this is one of those things that I feel I can inject on. We've had people call us with the sole complaint of the fact that we have pineapple to put on pizzas as a topping option.
Why?
And they had no purpose. It was an older one example was an older gentleman, sorry. And his entire purpose
Maybe it's
of
the
this call
Italian mob.
was
no,
he wasn't Italian. He certainly wasn't Italian.
Nico is Roman. You want to go bowling?
Sure, why not? But he wasn't. My man certainly wasn't Italian. But he called with the sole purpose of complaining the fact that on our menu we have the option of pineapple as a topping. And from what I've read as well as what this guy said, it's genuinely that just sweet doesn't belong on pizza.
You know what that's like? That's like if your kid's in school and you like call the superintendent and you're like, yeah, I don't like math. I'm not good at math.
So you mean people who call their kids out of the state testing?
No, not doing that. It's just calling the superintendent and saying, I don't like the subject.
All you have to do is you call the superintendent or whatever. You say, "Hey, I don't like math," and just stay on the phone call saying absolutely nothing for a minute.
You just have to call the
I've
superintendent.
heard people do that.
Hold
on. About what Tyler said, there are people who call and then they won't hang up until after I hang up. And like is in a lot of retail, we're genuinely taught don't hang up until they hang up because in case they have something they forget they need to add. But I've talked to people before where they won't hang up. And it's just I've had like 20 seconds of silence before where I even have the phone away from my ear because I'll hear if they say something if it's not next to my ear. But it's just silence. I'm like, I can't hang up because I'll get yelled at if I hang up without them hanging up first or whatever.
Yeah.
So if like someone like a manager if by manager I mean the owner catches me. So I just said fuck it, and like 90% of the time I just hang up anyway when no one's around. Anyway, to wrap up, my opinion, I wouldn't order pineapple on just cheese. I wouldn't order it myself. If it was the only thing sitting there, I would eat it. Worst comes to worst, I'd pick the pineapple off, eat it itself, and then eat the pizza itself because I fucking love pineapple. I've said this before. I've cut up an entire pineapple and just eaten it while sitting in voice.
I was there for this.
But yeah, Tyler was there for that. That happened. Because I bought it.
I feel like that would just like make me want to throw up.
It didn't make me want to throw up. It made my mouth.
This was
die.
back when like you had constant grapefruit.
Grapefruit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was back when I ate a grapefruit or two a day.
Eating a lot, like any food, is bad. I've eaten like a half a bag of jelly beans today, and
See, there's a difference between like the sugar from that compared to like with pineapple. I'd say it's more or less the acids in like some of the acids in pineapple cause like your mouth to hurt.
I get it.
That's what I couldn't imagine eating half a bag, or much less a whole bag of just like jelly beans, considering they're pure sugar. So
yeah, no. Well, I gotta get through it sometime.
It's like sitting down and eating an
Speaking of
entire bag
having
of sour
things for a
Skittles.
while, do you still have that like ginger soda, Matt?
No, so when I cleaned off my desk, I sent a picture. I did dump it that day.
Okay.
So it is gone now, finally.
Right.
A small part of me was considering I should keep this till my diet's over and then like take a sip of it to make sure I hate it. But then I realized, hold on, that's gross as fuck. Which, speaking of being gross as fuck, that ties me into one last thing. Don't want to buy any more. James, I don't want to spend money on more of that stuff. Jamaican ginger beer is the worst beverage I've ever consumed. And that's coming from the time when I was like 6 and tried to, drink beer thinking it was something else and then like spit it out immediately because it was awful. Like, kid things or whatever. So this, okay. Yeah, I'm going to say this. So this dude came in today. He ordered slices. I don't remember what. And a Mountain Dew. We paid for his Mountain Dew and his slices, whatever. Sat down, came up like 5 minutes later saying, hey, I opened this Mountain Dew. It's flat. Yeah, I told the story in chat, but I need to say it again because it's amazing. And so it's on podcast as well. He's like, hey, this soda's flat. I'm like, okay, just, feel free to go get another one. He's like, oh, are you sure? Like, that's fine? I'm like, oh, yeah, no problem. Go ahead. And he's like, well, what if that one's flat? It's like, well, we'll give you your money back then. He's like, can I just get my money back? So, okay, we give him his money back. So we put the soda off to the side, and we give him the stuff, and he gets water, and he sits down. It's like, all right, whatever. All right, that guy's bizarre. And I look over, and the soda's not there. I'm like, oh, my coworker went to dump it. I want to go dump it, because I don't know why, but that's going through my head. And I'm just sitting on my phone off to the side, because it was dead as fuck, because it's a Sunday at like 2 p.m., and which we get no foot traffic from like 2 to 4 on any day of the week, unless it's like sunny in summer. And my coworker goes, I don't know what that guy's talking about. It's fine. And I look over, and he had it down next to it, and he's like, it tastes fine. And I'm like, oh my god, this man just drank this customer soda. And I look over, and the can's empty. So he chugged the thing or something. But it's this guy's soda, like this customer soda, and he's like, oh no, it's fine. And he just drinks the whole thing, and I couldn't comprehend like the not even the audacity. Just first of all, just the balls on that man. He's a true alpha.
Very nice.
Who asks for a refund for soda? That's the weirdest thing.
I know.
James, we get people who ask for refunds for their pizza that there's nothing wrong with. Which I think is weirder.
What do they even say?
What do they say? Okay, here's an example I'll give. This just happened the other day because, yeah, this happened the other night because one of my coworkers that got fired the same night as this happened, so I remember it. So
it's like a flashbulb memory. Yeah,
basically. So this guy ordered, I think it was a medium pepperoni and sausage pizza, and he called and complained that there wasn't any sauce. And then an order of mild or medium wings, one of the ones with like an oranger sauce, because I remember looking at them.
Okay.
And a 2 liter of Pepsi. So he called and complained, saying that his wings were completely raw, they weren't cooked whatsoever, and that his pizza was cold and there was no sausage on it. So we're like, all right, that's bizarre. That's fine. We'll send a driver out to pick it up. If you didn't eat, he's like, did you eat any of it? He's like, well, I ate a little bit of it. But like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Just don't eat any more of it. Did you drink any of the 2 liters? Like, no, the 2 liters don't open. Did you eat any of the wings? No, the wings are on. I didn't even open the wings. So like, all right, you want to return your whole order? He's like, sure, I'm just gonna go to Domino's.
Hold on.
So we're like, okay.
Wait,
sure.
He didn't eat any of the wings that he said they were raw?
Yeah, he said they were raw.
No, because I guess his claim was that when he looked at them, they were completely raw. Like, just you could tell by looking, like when like uncooked chicken has a very different look than a cooked chicken wing does, and that's what he claimed they were. They were pink.
If it's fried, if it's fried, then
if it's fried and covered in sauce, how do you know?
I don't know. That's part of the story. And so we send a driver out, and we're like, all right, whatever, give you your money back. If he doesn't, so our driver shows up. He has the guy's money in case it's uneaten. The driver checks it over. He goes, you've eaten this, or whatever, and didn't give him money back. The guy threw a temper tantrum. The driver left. So the driver gets back, and he's like, I didn't give his money back. I'm like, okay, let me see the food, because I was like the acting manager at the time. So I look at it. First of all, he drank half the 2 liter. 2 of the wings were eaten, because we do wings by 10. 2 of them were eaten. The wings were fine. Actually, a bunch of my coworkers ate the rest of the wings.
Then why do you say that? Then why do you say he didn't? What?
I don't know. This happens. The pizza had 3 slices missing, and on top of that, it's as if, and the pizza's already cut. It's like he took the pizza. So you imagine your standard slice of pizza, a triangle. And then if you could cut that pizza, like pizza-like, to make it 2 small triangles. Now imagine you cut it horizontally, so you just have a really fucked up cut. He did that, and he tore them each slice in half like that.
What?
And so the pizza was just all torn apart with like cheese and sauce, everything just laying a mess in there. And the driver's like, "This is how I got it. I swear, there's no way I would have done this." And like, I know the driver well enough that I trusted him. I still trust him that he didn't do that, because this guy, like, customers do this type of shit sometimes. And it's like, I don't. Oh no! Like, most of the slices were. There was like 1 or 2 slices that weren't torn. Because one of my coworkers ended up eating one of them. But the audacity. And so we didn't give him his money back, and he didn't get his food, and he called to complain that he wanted his money or his food back. And we're like, "We'll come and give you your food back, but you like ruined it before you gave it to us." He's like, "I did not. That's how I got it." It's like, we don't tear our pizza. What? Like, this is visibly torn. We don't tear our pizza before we give it to you. We use pizza cutters. And he just hung up.
No. He was a brave man.
So presumably my guess is that he just went to Domino's like he said he would. Which
my guess is they stayed
I kind of laughed at
and masturbated over a Hatsune Miku.
Well, no, he doesn't. He didn't live in a house. He lived in an apartment, so he didn't have a basement. So
yeah, still
he was also like he was an older dude.
He broke into the apartment below his.
Yes, and then he jacked off to the Miku pillow. I hate you. I want you to know that, Alex. I hate you. So yeah, just basically the audacity of that man, and that happened. And there's reasons I hate my job, and that's one of them. So with that said, does anyone else have anything to add to this podcast?
Yeah, I've got one. Wait, what did you say?
All right,
okay, go ahead.
You can go.
Make your points.
Okay.
If you got something, you go.
I do, because I hear people bitch all the time about how I don't like leftovers, because when I warm it up in the microwave, it's all soggy. And
hold on, I need to interrupt for a second. Also, wait, when we got the guy's pizza back, it was still hot. There was still steam coming off the pizza. Like when I felt it with my hands, it was still warm, so it wasn't cold either. Oh, and there was sausage on it, by the way. No. It was like
leftover pizza. I don't get what the big deal is. Like, first of all, obviously, it's not going to be as hot as it was yesterday when it was fresh.
Yeah.
But like, also, it's not that wet. Like, it's fine. You can eat it. It's really
not a toaster oven.
Well,
yeah, that
microwave
or just the oven.
Heating. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have a toaster oven. But enough. Like, for example, if you I was gonna say what Tyler said, heating it up in just an oven, like,
that
is
works.
just the best. I think there's a different flavor that you get when you cook it in the microwave, which is what I do sometimes. But if you heat in the microwave for too long, your pizza, especially your crust, gets hard because dehydrated.
Yeah, it does.
So there's that aspect.
I'm fine with. I can chew through it. I'm like a dog.
Oh no, I don't care.
Shit.
Yeah,
but I prefer it not.
Crust. People throw away the crust because it's hard. I'll eat it. Like,
I'll eat crust. I won't eat other people's crust, but I'll eat the crust.
I'll eat other people's
my crust, daddy.
All right, Tyler, what was your point?
Is Alex done? Like, is everyone else done?
Yeah.
All right, I just wanted to pose the question because we were talking about pizza. So I'm just curious. So, like, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, is that amore?
This is